Hey, I'm Jay Pharoah, and this is the place I felt the most happy, sad, angry, rejected. Oh, that's a big one. This is the place that makes me the most exhilarated. Virginia Beach Funny Bone. This is 2006. People are bombing. Good, bad, people are bombing, son. The crowd is just not giving it up that night. It's my turn to go up. I'm nervous. Got up on the stage. Destroyed. I think that's when Kramer had just done his thing with the Michael Richards saying the N-word at the Laugh Factory. And I did a whole set where I had all of these different characters just talking about it. And I did Denzel Washington. I remember he had the two guns in Training Day, and he was rubbing them together like, so I had two forks. And I was rubbing them together. And I was like, yeah, so you want to call black people the N-word, huh? That's what you're telling me, right? Huh? Okay, all right. Well, since you did that, left, right, pick a cheek. This is going up your ass, huh? That was my first standing ovation at the Funny Bone in 2006 it was. I had never got that, so it was, and the way that I put the mic down, everybody was going crazy, right? Everybody's losing it. I said, y'all weak right now. Everybody starts laughing again. Then they start clapping. Then they get up. I didn't even say anything. I put the mic on the stand. I blew it. I went like this, and I walked off. It was the coldest shit. Oh, it was the coldest shit ever. Oh, it was so cold. I have that on tape. Oh, it was so cold. This is the place that makes me feel the most proud. Oh, that's easy, man. August 2010, SNL, auditioning, 6 impressions, 2 characters. I had Denzel Washington's driving school. I had Will Smith as a tour guide in New York. If you look on that side, yeah, it's gonna be crazy. You know, I did Stewie from Family Guy doing something. He was probably hosting a sexy party or something like that, I don't know. And then I did 2 characters, Chuck Obama, and I did Barnabas Dunkley, which is a 30-year-old black Jewish dude who sells old computer equipment. Got off of that stage, and the guy who was videotaping, he said, we haven't seen an audition like that in a long time. Great job. I was like, oh, okay. 3 weeks later, I get a call that I missed from Lorne Michaels. I called back. I was like, hey, he was like, is this Jay? I was like, yeah. He was like, are you ready to come to New York? Yeah. He was like, I think you're talented and I think you're gonna work hard and yeah, you must be ready for your life to change. Are you ready? I took the phone, I was like, yeah, I'm ready. And the rest is history, baby. This is the place that makes me feel like an imposter. That is a good question. The Microsoft Theater at the Emmys in 2018. Teddy Perkins showed up at the Microsoft Theater with Donald Glover. So they were together taking pictures. How is that possible? Donald Glover is Teddy Perkins. Had to be somebody under there, right? Had to be somebody. I don't know who it was, but had to be somebody under there. And maybe the person that was under there didn't have an ID. When Donald Glover got up to tell Teddy Perkins that Teddy had to go sit in his seat, the other seat. And the ticket that Teddy Perkins got wasn't where it was supposed to be. And the security guard said to Teddy Perkins, excuse me, can you come this way? And Teddy Perkins had to stay outside, and Donald Glover may have had to come out with the aid of another white actor. I don't even know who his name, but thank God for him. And possibly Donald Glover had to explain to the security guard that there was somebody under all of that makeup, 3 hours of makeup, and that it was possibly somebody who's been on a syndicated sketch show. So it was a good situation after Teddy got back in. He took pictures with people. Issa Rae was real freaked out. Issa Rae was talking to Teddy Perkins before Donald Glover showed up.
And she was like, oh my God, Donald, you are crazy. You are so crazy. Oh my God, what is this? You really came like this? You really came as Teddy Perkins?
Cut to Teddy Perkins and Donald Glover taking a picture together. And Issa Rae's face in the back like this. Because she didn't know who she had just talked to. Maybe that's a place where I felt like an imposter. But maybe not, I don't know. This is the place I felt the most devious. I don't know. The place I feel the most devious on is the phone, any phone. I called up Walmart one time, like Stewie from Family Guy. And I was looking for extends. I was trying to get extends. Like, you know, the male enhancement bill.
I say, Walmart, yes. I was wondering if you all had extends. Yes, I know I'm a baby, but, you know, my package says that I'm 34.
So the place I feel the most devious is probably behind the phone, because I will prank call people. Yeah, here we go. All right. And this is the place I felt the most happy. So the place I felt the most happy at, that's the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel in Virginia Beach, Virginia, fishing with my father. Yeah, he would take me out there, and we would fish, man, and it would always be so special because it'd be like 6 o'clock in the morning. For some reason, Michael Jackson's Human Nature would always be playing. I'm so serious. Reaching out, across the nighttime. That will always be playing when my dad took me fishing. It's nothing better than getting out of school Friday. You don't have to do anything, but then I get to fish too. So great. Also, we went crabbing too. Y'all don't know about crabbing, but we crab too. You take the piece of chicken or something and you tie it on a string and you throw it out there, and it's like, and then the crabs come and they get it. I don't know why crabs like chicken like that, man. You know what I mean? Maybe related, you know what I mean? I don't know. So this is the place that made me the most nervous. Oh, that's a big one. Nervous. Wow. It was the Richmond Funny Bone back in 2007, I believe it was. It was the Def Comedy Jam auditions. The whole day, I didn't have anything but a little piece of sausage and some tomato sauce. I used to do this 50-cent bit, and I would take off my sweater, and I had on this bulletproof vest, right? So as 50 Cent, I had a bulletproof vest, and that's why I would take it off, and they would lose it, right? So I get on stage, and within the first 30 seconds of being on stage, I lost my hearing. I was about to fall forward like this, and I couldn't, and like my vision started blurring. I'm saying the jokes, but I can't hear what I'm saying because I can't hear anything at the time. That's how everything's. People like, I remember, okay, good night, I'm Jay Pharoah. Yo, at the good night, that's when everything came back. So it was like 3 minutes of you with the television on mute. That's how it was. Like literally, So I got off stage and I never got to reveal my bulletproof vest. My dad, he was standing there and he was just like, well, you got balls because you got up there. I was like, that's how you know you didn't do good. Now, this is the place that makes me the most sad. Wow, man. It's the place that makes me the most sad.
I understand this can be a tough one and
Yeah. I mean, there's a few. One of the places that made me the most sad, I would say, the intersection of Ventura and Corbin, where I was apprehended by the police officers for no particular reason, because they said I matched the description of a suspect who had on gray sweatpants, and a gray shirt. If I would have been running through that situation at the time, because I was walking, it would have went another way, because I got my Bose headphones on, noise canceling, and they're really good, so you can't hear anything. I happened to see the officer with his gun raised. The fact that we live in this day and age is 2020, and it's about to be 2021, and we still as black people, have to fight for civil rights. That's a sad thing. Walking down the street, running, being in an area that's an upscale area, and there's questions. What are you doing here? Why? Or what's that? What's going on? That we shouldn't have to deal with that. And I don't know if this had anything to do with it, and I always say it because I don't know. But me saying, if you look up Jay Pharoah, you'll see that you made a mistake, and them letting me go a few minutes later. Now, tell me, what would have happened if, let's say, I didn't have the caliber, I didn't have my name. Then what would have happened? I don't know, The sadness hit me, I think, when my mom called me, when she called me back. When she called me back and she was crying and said, I could have lost you, that really hit me. It was sad. You know what I mean? Because no mother should have to feel like that, and no mother should have to risk a son for him just being of color. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Yeah, that's real, man. I'm Jay Pharoah, and this is the place I was most angry. Why y'all do that? Why would y'all do that? Why would y'all ask that question? I will tell you a time that's not documented. It's not out there. I was in Seattle, Washington. I was at Parlor Live, the comedy club out there. I like to take pictures of my fans after the show. Feels like that's what you should do because they paid good money to see you, so leave them with an experience on top of an experience, There was two couples, right? And at the time, this was, I wasn't, these legs were thick. I had Beyonce from the waist down situation happen. One of the guys grabs my ass. My sister is taking a picture. But me, you a comedian, you get mad. People might think it's funny because they think you're doing a bit or something. No, I'm not doing a bit. I literally was like, don't effing touch me. Like, don't get in touch. Like, what the? And I was looking at security. I said, Shayna, tell security to get him out. And she was looking like, what's going on? And I was like, all right. I said, security, get him the F out of here, yo. I was like, just freaking grab my ass. Get him out of here, yo. The guy looks at the girl or the other guy standing over there. I told you I'd do it. So y'all had a bet going for sexual assault? What? Who does that? Security got him out though. They got him out, picked him up, threw him out, kind of like a Ludacris video. And it just like floating through the air. Yeah, he floated, he levitated. The place I feel the most rejected. Dang, son. Woo, maybe Indian River High School? Asking any girl to go to prom? I think that's where it is. Because I did not go to prom. I did not. Nah, I couldn't get a prom date, dog. Okay, this is the place I feel the most awkward. Place I feel the most awkward in is Montgomery Wards. They're closed now, but they used to have a Husky section. And that's why I felt awkward, because I thought it was really weird that you were calling a kid Husky. Just call him fat. Don't call him Husky. Just call him, I'm fat. That's what I was. I was a big kid. They say Husky to try to make it, the sugarcoat it, That's what your grandmother says to you, right? Or your mother, when everybody jokes you at school and you come home. Why is everybody talking about me? And she's like, they just jealous. Husky is another level of that. You're not helping your kid. Just tell them. Tell them, hey, your clothes don't fit, huh? Just something like that, This is the place that makes me the most delighted. I would have to say Military Highway Burlington Co-Factory. This was back in 2006, 7, and 8. I was a customer service representative. I had so many good memories and moments in that place. The camaraderie in that store with everybody, the way that we became a family. Miss Lillian, rest in peace to her. She passed away, I believe, a couple of years ago. When I came into the store, man, she was like the hardest manager. I would do an impression of her. I was like, is she gonna get mad? But for the first time, everybody saw Miss Lillian laugh. And it's like, it kind of softened her a little bit, She was like 4'7", dog. Like, she was so small, but she just had the biggest personality. Like, when people would try to switch the tags on the clothes in the store, and she'd be by the register, she'd look at it, she'd be,
ma'am, this a Gucci bag, this a Gucci bag, and this is a tab for a pen, this $2.99, that's $70 bag,
she would always do. There's some good memories in that place. A lot of crime in that place. People running out of the store. I gotta chase them. I gotta chase this crackhead just stole this. Now I gotta chase him. Okay. So yeah, man. So I was a customer service specialist and I was a crime fighter. I was freaking Batman at Burlington Gold Factory. This is the place I feel the most optimistic. Okay, the place I feel the most optimistic. I have a spot in Chesapeake, Virginia, that I go to. It's right behind Turtle Rock. There's a bridge out there. You can see like thousands of stars. Like, cause I'm from the South. And I'm from the country. I just go out there, and sometimes it's like I talk to God. I think, meditate. I just go out there and clear my head, man. I talk to ducks. Yeah, that's right. I'm Dr. Doolittle, Jack. I really am. But only for ducks. I feel optimistic in that place because it just allows me to clear my head. However many tasks I have, however many projects I'm doing, it always gives me that time to just sit there, deflate, think, organize, and try to see what the next move is. All right, now this is the place that makes me the most embarrassed. Embarrassed, wow. Yo, okay, I got something. 4th grade, Greenbrier Intermediate School. Greenbrier, Chesapeake, Virginia. We did the play Pocahontas. I've been in theater since I was 8. Like, people don't know that. I thought I could fake it. I'm like, man, I don't need it, man, whatever. I'm Powhatan, whatever. Bro, I knew about 15 lines. They were in the back, the kids. They were feeding me lines. So I had to stay in character and listen and say what I had to say, but we got through it. I learned one of the most major lessons that day. You cannot fake it. You have to be on point. You have to know your stuff. In life, it's etiquette for life. You can't be a doctor and you don't know and you ain't never went to school. You know what I'm saying? You can't be a baker and you ain't never cooked anything. You know what I'm saying? You can't be a president and you don't know how to be the president. This is the place that makes me the most heartbroken. Oh, come on. Why would you do that? Come on, man. You want to talk about it? Let's talk about it. PetSmart in Chesapeake, Virginia. PetSmart, yup. And I'm gonna tell you why. So my girlfriend, when I was 6 years old, her name was Sarah. I was doing Iago off of Aladdin. And I was like, that was my first one, Gilbert Godfrey. I was like, Sarah, is this good? And she was like, it sounded like Michael Jackson, but that's not how I sounded back then. She was like, yeah, that's a real good impression of Iago. Yeah, you're really good at that. You should keep going. I have over 200 impressions now. Cut back to 2006 at PetSmart. She's working there. So I'm like, Sarah, what's up? I was like, it's me. We were in the same class, Miss Jones, and we were boyfriending. You don't remember that? She was like, no, I'm sorry. I was like, the one who's responsible doesn't remember me. And it's fine. She's still working there. So, this is the place that makes me feel the most relieved. Either when I'm in Chesapeake, Virginia, at my parents, or my grandmother at her house. You get to go home, you get to deflate. Nobody treats you like a star. They make you take out trash and clean up just like you never left. And that's how it's supposed to be. It keeps you humble. Humility is the thing that drives that drives the fire, that perpetuates it. So if you're not humble and you get big-headed, and nobody wants to work with you. Every time I go to my grandmother's house, when I go back to Virginia, I take a few hours, I'll sit with her, talk, get caught up with what's happening with her life. She don't do too much, you know what I mean?
I went to Sam's Club. Yep, did my wig today.
This is the place that makes me feel the most speechless. There's this bowling alley in New York, in Manhattan, called Frames, right past 42nd Street, right? Sometimes I'm a bit of a loner. Sometimes, I'm getting better now. So this is a secret party that got thrown at Frames. I didn't even know what was happening. It was my girlfriend at the time. It was my sister. We go into Frames and everything. We're going upstairs. I'm like, oh, we're going bowling, right? Whatever. They're like, yeah. It's cool. I was like, all right, cool. That's what's up. Open the door. Everybody from SNL is there. Everybody from SNL is there. Lauren wasn't there, of course. Here's your birthday card, y'all. Right. He didn't show up. He wasn't there. But everybody else was there at my birthday party, and I did not know I meant so much to everybody. When I was growing up, man, I had birthday parties and people wouldn't come. You know what I mean? Like, it was like I would invite 10 people, 2 people show up. The fact that everybody showed up, dude, it was just, and everybody was there, it just took my breath away. I couldn't talk, couldn't say anything. And then I was bowling with Taron Killam. Taron Killam's one of my good friends, one of my best friends. He said, if you want to prove to everybody here how much you appreciate us being here, bowl a strike right now. I said, yeah. He said, yup, bowled it. Strike. I put that on my life, bro. It was a strike. So, and he was like, I was like, yeah, because I really am genuinely happy y'all are here. It just, that was a great moment, man. Yeah, that was a good one. This is the place that makes me feel the most self-assured. Place I felt the most self-assured was 30 Rock, NBC Studios, on the 26th floor. It's 2013. This is Kerry Washington. She's hosting SNL. And I remember the week before, I had just broke up with my ex. I wrote, What Does My Girl Say? My homeboy, basically, he picked out the song. And he was like, yo, you should parody this. I was like, all right, cool. And we were sitting there in the office, and I was like, I don't know what to do. He was like, I don't know either. And I was like, how about, what does my girl say? And he laughed so hard, I was like, all right, I'm writing that one. Wrote the sketch, went to table. Kerry Washington killed it, said she wanted to do it. The team got on it after that. We turned it into What Does My Girl Say, and it killed. And that was a sketch I wrote, and I felt super proud about that. That and Dr. Blackenstein, and all the rest of the sketches, but Dr. Blackenstein had happened. That was like my first character on the show. My grandfather had just passed away the week before, so that was a hard one. That moment, I was like, yeah. This is the place I feel the most Jay Pharoah. Ha ha! Really? That's great. I really feel the most Jay Pharoah around people that I'm familiar with, around people that know me, because they know that it's bullshit. And they know Jared Pharoah. So that's the place I feel the most real, just around people that have been on this journey with me and are still trucking with me, man. And Jared Pharoah is hilarious. And he didn't use impressions all the time either. Freaking hilarious. See what I just did there? Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, the situation. Jay Pharoah and Jared Pharoah. The Jared Pharoah jabroni, The Rock. If you smell what Jared is cooking. Jared fishes, crabs, reads books. You know what I mean? The dude that looks at the stars for no reason, just wondering. You know what I mean? Like that guy. Doing little pranks to you, like will chase you around the house like he's a praying mantis. Like that's the type of stuff I do. So yes, I feel the most Jay Pharoah around people that know me, because they can peel it off.